Hi, I'm Lauren. I was born and raised right outside of Chicago, and I was lucky enough to land in Youngstown. I've been telling stories since I was in high school, and I want to continue doing that right here.
My name is Mike Case, and I love this area. I grew up here, I went to school here, and I work here. Always have. Lauren and I both know there are so many good stories to tell and so many good people that deserve the spotlight. And this program allows us to do just that.
Welcome to Valley Spotlight. It's good to be here, right, Mike?
Good to be back. My name is Mike. This is Lauren, and we have a lot of things to get to, a lot of good stories for you today.
Yeah, today it is all about telling the stories that sometimes you don't hear, sometimes you don't get to be a part of. And this one that I'll be bringing to you a little bit later on in the half hour is called The Apartment. And it's a significant place for two women, but the twist you don't see coming, you got to stay with us for this one. It's a great one.
Wait for it. You got to get through the backstory to get to the story at the end. And we're going to meet some kids from Charon, PA that are champions in their field. They have just gotten back from California and Legoland in a fantastic competition. But that's just part of it. Wait till you find out how they're helping the community as well.
Yeah, and we get to spend some time with Mark Canzonetta in the test kitchen. This time we get to make
dessert.
Right, a dessert, a beautiful trifle. That's
trifle.
How I say it.
Yes.
I don't want to say I was
it's like an English trifle. It's a layered dessert.
And a Tiffany Cosmopolitan, which is to die for.
Sounds good. But first, let's meet some folks that are really making a difference here in the Mahoning County area, and that is Yellow Brick Place. And it's a place that has answered a lot of questions for people. If you've ever heard the words, "you have cancer," or maybe somebody that has touched your life has heard those words, you know what to do medically. You talk to the doctor, you find out the treatments, but then you have a lot more to ask, and you have nowhere to go. No more driving to Cleveland, though. We have a place right here in this community that's really beginning to help people.
I was like, "Hi, I'm Daisy, my mom has cancer." Cry. And everybody hugged me.
That's how it starts sometimes. And in this office space, inside the Brandywine Plaza in Cornersburg, there is a place to go. And for Daisy Francis Shelley, it's exactly what she and her family needed.
Terrifying. To find out like one of your parents has cancer is one of the hardest things you ever want to hear.
Thankfully, we have Yellow Brick Place, founded by two survivors, Donna Detweiler and Anna A., an organization that helps cancer victims navigate through untested waters.
So they come in here and they find hope, and they find help, and they find understanding on a level that we have been there. We know what you're going through.
And just like Carol, most of the volunteers here are cancer survivors themselves. They counsel, they take you in the direction you need to go. No issue is too big or too small.
We will do everything we can to meet that need. Whether it's something big like finances, we have a couple financial counselors, or whether it's something that people might think small, like I need help cleaning my house or I need a ride.
They have a space a couple of doors down for a number of programs like gentle yoga or even movie and popcorn nights. This room is the wig room, where a woman can pick out a wig at, just like all the services here, no charge.
She found a wig that looked like her. She started to cry. She says, "This is the first I felt like a woman since I have had my surgery." So they are often moved to tears, and we're often moved to tears. And we find hope for them and compassion.
That was the case for Daisy's mom, Milady, who was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer. Her body started to change, and eventually she had to shave her head. She did not want to appear on camera, but she did send this text message.
And her response was, "Daisy, I am not a good speaker. I know you would do better. I appreciated the wig, the makeup class that I attended, especially now that I lost my eyebrows. They showed me how to apply the eyebrow pencil properly. It is a great organization, and it helped me when I needed it the most."
And it's not just the women that are being catered to. The men also have somewhere to turn. Steve Burbrick was in that boat at one time. Now he's a volunteer and he's a friend.
Well, there's no place for a guy to lean on. My wife didn't have cancer, so where was a guy going to go? You know, we got this big pride thing going on with guys, and you know, we want to work, take care of our family, so we didn't have a really good place to go. You don't have to talk about your cancer if you don't feel like it. If you just want to lean on somebody, just to kind of talk about anything in general, that's a big help, I think.
Drop in and see us, call and make an appointment, give us a call. We're just here to help, and we understand.
And when you do, you'll find out what they do, and maybe, like Daisy, you'll even do it for others.
I now know that they have a volunteer, that's me, to help them with anything that they need. The support that they gave our family, my mother, it's priceless.
Yellow Brick Place has 2 fundraisers every year. They have the fashion show and the golf outing, which is coming up on Friday, July 13th at Squaw Creek. If you would like to be a part of it, whether you want to play or maybe you just want to sponsor or maybe you just want to know more about their programs, I urge you to call the number on their screen. And if you're wondering about Daisy's mom, guess what? A couple of weeks ago, she was pronounced cancer-free. How great is that?
That is a big win.
Yeah, what a great group of people.
We've worked with them over the years in a lot of different capacities, and they just keep getting better. They keep getting stronger for the people who need them the most.
2 more things about the golf outing. 1, it's in honor of Donna, who helped start the place. And then if you win it, if your foursome wins it, you move on to the Valley's Greatest Golfer competition.
Good stuff, Michael.
All right.
Speaking of good stuff.
Yeah?
I know. Mark Canzonetta and I are going to hang out in the test kitchen. We have a beautiful cocktail and an even more beautiful dessert. Check it out. Well, here we are in the Bistro 1907 test kitchen with the one, the only Mark Canzonetta.
I don't know about that. I'm with the one and only Lauren Lindvig.
Are you kidding me?
Are you kidding me?
We could go on and on like
Forget
this
about it.
all day, every day, but we won't because we want to teach you something and then get you to come
Exciting
down to
stuff
the
coming up, right?
restaurant. Are you kidding me?
I know, right?
We've
been talking about this for 8 or 9 years.
At least.
At least.
And here we are in the reality of what you do so well, and I'm just lucky to be able to hang out with them.
As a woman, as a young lady, when you were growing up, looking under the Christmas tree, what did you like to look for?
Well, I do have to admit, the tiny blue box.
The tiny blue box. So we're going to create a Tiffany Cosmopolitan just for that.
Because when you see all these ingredients right here as we're working through this, you're probably thinking to yourself, he's going to make me Windex.
No,
but that's not the case.
We're going to make a Tiffany Cosmopolitan only at Bistro 1907.
We have this beautiful...
We have my wife's Tiffany bracelet.
Oh, well, my gosh. Melissa, thanks for letting us borrow it.
Thank you. So we're going to take some ice.
All right.
And we just happen to have that beautiful Sonic Crust ice here in the test kitchen. We're going to take about 1 3/4 ounces of vodka, your favorite vodka. Use a premium vodka because you want it to be, it's Tiffany. Use the best.
You have taught me this very carefully over the years.
We're going to grab a little, just a dash of blue curacao. And it actually comes from the island of Curacao. So just a dash, like 1/4 ounce of blue curacao.
That's it.
That's it, just a touch.
Look at that.
I know, right?
Look at that. It looks pretty already. Am I done?
You're done. No, no. Now, as Cosmos go, one of the key ingredients besides the vodka is you have to have white cranberry juice. So we're going to add some white cranberry juice. We're going to take that, and we have this copper shaker. And you know what copper does?
What it
makes everything colder.
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 So the ice
ring is going to form.
On that,
so we're going to shake this 20, 30, 40 times. When you say when.
No, I'm not that. I want to do it myself.
Oh, you want to do it a little bit yourself? Great.
This is my first time ever doing this.
Shake it.
Believe it or not. My mom would say that's not true, but I really haven't. Is it good now? Oh, it is.
I think we're good. Feel that.
Cold.
We're getting an ice ring on there. So we're going to pop off the top, and then we're going to pour that beautiful Tiffany Cosmopolitan.
You know, so many women.
Look at that. Look at that perfect Tiffany color.
It's like
delicious,
it's like you
light.
Researched the exact color.
I don't know if I did that, but we put some time into it.
Yes, you did.
Please try it. Tell me what you think.
So many women, I'm one of them, because I walk into a restaurant and I think to myself, I know what I like, but I always want to try something different and something beautiful.
But you deserve this.
I do.
As does my wife. As does every woman.
Right. Okay. I'm gonna take a sip. Oh my gosh, Mark.
Thank you.
Mark.
Thank you. Pretty cool, huh? I want to taste the sip myself.
Are we going to share?
Yeah.
We always share. We've shared for a long time now.
That's fantastic.
It really is.
It's light, it's crisp, it's clean. It has that great cranberry back.
Can you see
It's going to be fantastic.
Taking it back from you?
Yes.
Obviously, it's
of course.
very good.
As you're supposed to.
So this is on the menu.
This is on the menu.
At Bistro 1907.
This is the Tiffany Cosmopolitan.
By Mark
Only
Canzonetta.
At Bistro 1907.
Oh, Mark, such good stuff. We've got more to come in a few seconds. So what's coming up next?
We are going to have the strawberry trifle.
Strawberry trifle.
We are going to have the strawberry trifle.
It's like you've done TV before. Don't worry, my case will be way harder on you. I know
Okay,
that.
I know it
that.
will.
All right.
Are we good?
One more sip.
That's awesome.
It's so good.
No hot water? Call A to Z Dependable Services. Our fully stocked rapid response water heater specialist will get you back in hot water in no time. A to Z is the only call you need to make.
If you suffer from snoring or sleep apnea, wake up. The Sleep Easy Dental Spa has created a simple oral sleep device that is life-changing.
A lot of our patients have had a CPAP and either can't wear it or hate it.
Well, I was looking for alternative therapies for years, but I heard about the Sleep Easy dental appliance, and I gave that a try, and voila, it works like magic.
This custom-fit sleep device is covered by most insurance plans and Medicare. Call today for your free consultation. The Sleep Easy Dental Spa. Sleep better tonight. Enjoy life tomorrow.
Well, Mark, everybody on our set today was just making fun of me because I called it a strawberry trifold, as in a
that's okay though, because we're talking about menus.
Hard marketing piece.
I mean, it's natural.
That's not what it is. It's a strawberry trifold.
It's a strawberry trifle.
See, we learn things on this show.
It's a very whimsical dessert.
Whimsical.
Yes, it's going to be whimsical because we're going to take it back to our childhood. Because when I was growing up, my family didn't make whipped cream. We bought Cool Whip. We bought Cool Whip, so we're making homemade Cool Whip to go along with this strawberry trifle.
So you
Isn't that not cool?
Or Amanda is?
Amanda is my pastry chef,
all right.
so she's going to be making the Cool Whip.
This one's for you.
Yeah.
So when you were coming up with the dessert menu, obviously you and Amanda have worked very closely together for a long time.
We have.
So the reason why this one made the cut, because I know you guys went through a lot of things when it came to deciding what was going to actually be on the menu.
Well, I wanted to go back into my childhood. I wanted to go back to almost like strawberry shortcake. Remember when we were kids, we got the little golden cakes?
Yes.
And you got the strawberries and you marinated them with sugar and then you poured it over top and had some whipped cream, whether it was aerosol whipped cream or Cool Whip. So this is a grown-up version of that.
Wow.
Just like everything at Bistro 1907 is going to be, we're going to take those things you had as a kid, I had as a kid, Grandma made for us, and we're going to flip it on its ear.
And we're going to just kick it up.
And now we have this cool strawberry trifle made with Cool Whip.
So the layers are just
we have this beautiful yellow cake, but it's soaked with a ginger and orange peel syrup. Right? Then we have beautiful farm fresh.
I'm in love with this.
Right? Farm fresh strawberries, homemade Cool Whip, orange and lemon zest. Now you have it. You have the complete dessert. Takes you back to when you were a kid. Takes Grandma back to when she was a kid making it for you. It has those things that brings back memories. Just like everything we want to do at Bistro 1907.
I know you put this place setting out for me, but this seems like a lot of work. Especially since I'm moderately lazy. I was going to dive right in. Do you want to come with me, Mark?
Yeah, let's go. Let's
reach in.
Let's
All
go.
right.
Let's go.
I know Ron Flaviano.
I think everybody is a little bit jealous. Already biffed the whipped cream. I mean, not the whipped cream, but the Cool Whip. Cheers.
Cheers. All right. Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Can we just stop working? And just
I think we just did.
I think we did too.
I think this took me back to when I was 5 years old.
Beautiful stuff, Mark.
Right?
Great stuff.
That's
Bistro
fantastic.
1907 by Mark Canzonetta.
Come down, check out Amanda's great pastries.
Great stuff. Thank you.
No, thank you.
Well, he makes stuff that's so good looking you don't even want to cut into it.
Right, and
you know what I mean?
Somehow you get over it and you take a big giant bite.
I think you're enjoying it. It seems like you're enjoying it. I don't know if that was a made-for-TV moment,
No,
like you weren't enjoying it.
It really wasn't. I was just that happy about it. So thanks, Mark.
Good work. All right, you ready to meet some fantastic kids?
I can't wait for this one.
These
I really
kids,
can't.
when you think of robots, you probably think, well, I always think of Mark Kuntz doing the robot dance, or an actual robot like on Lost in Space. Remember that one? But these kids from Charon are the robot champions, not just in their community, not just in their state, but now internationally. But that's not the end of the story. Wait till you see what they're doing and how they may actually save some lives. Nothing like a trip to California.
There's sun all the time, the water's beautiful, it's the perfect temperature.
Meet the Charon Tiger Techs, two local robotics teams that just finished their third trip in a row to the Golden State. Sure, it was for fun, but also for business.
Of course, we want to have fun while we're out in California because it's California. But we also made sure to stay focused and know that we had to work hard in the competition and even take time while we're not in the competition to work on it.
And the hard work paid off. If you're not familiar with robotics, the kids create a robot that's programmed to complete a set of tasks on the board and do it in the fastest time possible. Mistakes and obstacles happen throughout the way, and the team that gets the job done quickly and efficiently scores the best.
The other teams are very impressive. Some of them had large, expansive robots that conquered the board in one swift movement, it seemed. And then some other teams, they were newly developing, probably the only ones in their area that just got to go to California.
Team 1 in the black shirts finished 27th in the world out of 80+ teams.
I'm happy with it. I mean, we performed well. We tried our best. We did our best as a team, and we achieved what we could.
And Team 2 in the orange shirts won first place in gracious professionalism.
I think the judges saw how well we worked together and our communication skills especially, because I think one of the biggest things you have to have in this program is being able to talk and also being able to speak with your teammates and work cooperative with them.
And speaking of cooperation, here's the most impressive part. This group of kids is working with the Charon and Hermitage fire departments to make a new kind of fire hose. Why?
They follow the hose to get out of a building. And to do that, they have to get on their hands and knees and actually hold on to the hose and follow it out to find the exit. Well, they came up with the idea of putting lights, indicators that are on the hose that the fire department, the firemen or women can actually see to get out quicker.
They said that it was a great idea because many of the other products out there that are normally just reflective don't really have anything to reflect off of in the smoke. So the lights along the hose will really be a big help to them, is what they said, and we did test it out, and the lights, as we know, already work very well.
The kids were excited about it, and this final step with a patent, the provisional patent that we have applied for, that's kind of like the step we wanted to take, but we haven't done it yet, and this is the year that we've finally completed that.
And the school year is complete as well. So while this building is silent, the teachers and the kids are taking a well-deserved summer break. Next year's competition theme deals with space travel, and they're already starting to work on it. So don't think the Tiger Techs are just sitting around.
We keep them busy over the summer. We have 3 robotics camps that are going on. There are 2 beginner camps that we're focusing on mission to Mars. And then we have an intermediate camp, which is new this year, which is a little bit more advanced for kids who've already been in other camps.
I think one of the things that makes our team stand out is how much that we're in the community, and we're always out in the community, such as water fire. We always help host camps at our school, teaching kids about robotics, and we're always, having fun and just being nice to people.
What they do in competition, I mean, when everything's on the line and they have to really think quickly, is just amazing stuff. But this patent is huge.
Yes, it could save lives all over the country. So fingers crossed it does everything that they say it will do.
Good job, guys and gals. Keep it going.
All right, coming up next, you're going to sit down with Chad Cromer from Next Home Realty. Some great tips on buying and selling homes, things that you don't think about until you're right smack in the middle of it. And we have a great story about a home that represents something so different to 2 fantastic ladies. When you hear this story, you're going to be like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, stick around. You'll love it when we come back.
Good stuff.
You want to feel as good as you want to look. You don't just want what's stylish. At the end of the day, you want to be in style, but be comfortable too. And a good fit goes a long way to do that.
Gentile Facial Plastic and Aesthetic Laser Center leads the way in using technology to improve the way you look and feel. Dr. Gentile is excited to offer a new effective procedure, Profound, the non-invasive facelift. Call us today.
Bistro 1907 is a classic yet unique American bistro. This space lets us immerse ourselves in history. The dishes are inspired by our past but have a modern twist. Bistro 1907 by Mark Canzonetta is unlike any place else. Find out why. I'm Mark Canzonetta, and I welcome you to Bistro 1907.
'Tis the season for home buying and selling here in the Mahoning and Shenango Valleys. It always is when the weather gets better. The numbers came in for April. Fantastic. Everything looking good. We're hoping that May's numbers are just as good. To talk more about this, Chad Cromer's here from Next Home Realty to talk about some trends and ways people can take advantage of this market. How are we doing, Chad?
Doing well. How about you?
Good. All right, let's break this down a couple of different ways. First of all, what's your role as far as buying or selling a home these days?
So with being a realtor, obviously, the way the market is, which is extremely up, just as you said, our roles are changing a little bit. It used to be pretty simple, as more or less just putting some keys in the doors and letting people in to see what they like. Now we're prepping way different now because we're up against a lot of other buyers that want these homes. So everybody's strategies are changing.
Less homes out there to buy or more buyers to sell the homes?
Inventory is down.
Okay.
But that only is because there's a lot of buyers out there. I feel like the economy, from whatever reason, is doing extremely strong in every price range. And so it's just a matter of getting those homes on the market to buy.
All right, I'm the buyer. Tell me what I should know before I put on the market.
Well, if you're the buyer, you really have to be prepared, meaning it used to be simple, go to the bank, make sure you could get pre-approved, and what is that number, and then we start looking for homes.
Okay.
Well, now I need to make sure that do you have a home to sell? If you do, that's really going to put you at the bottom of the pile if you have a home to sell. It's a contingency that most sellers won't want to look at, and at this point don't need to.
And do I have to be prepared to make an offer that day when I go see the house?
Same day.
Okay.
Yes. And again, where our roles as realtors are changing, it used to be where we could go look at a house, make an offer, and hopefully get something accepted. But now we have to make sure when the sellers are available, because you don't want to leave your offer out there too many days in advance.
I'm the seller. I have the advantage at this point, right?
Sellers are, it's definitely a seller's market, and they have the advantage. Used to be where we would go in and sometimes rearrange some furniture, take down some wallpaper. None of that is needed now because the buyers are so anxious to just find a home, they're willing to take on those DIY projects.
All right, this is the season to do it and the time to do it. Be ready to act quickly. I guess the bottom line is be prepared. There are modern ways of doing things, and you've got to be ready to do it.
Which can make people nervous, you know, when you have to pull the trigger so quickly, but that's the name of the game these days.
The nature of the beast, that's right. And if it goes your way, make a lot of money off it too, or save a lot of money, which is the big thing. So.
No kidding.
All right, here we go.
This is the moment I've been...
This better be good, Lauren. We've really been talking about it.
I promise. It's really good. This story coming up next, we've called it The Apartment. And it's about what one home has represented for two very different women. And when it comes to building their businesses, when it comes to becoming who they are. So take a minute, watch it all the way through, and I hope you enjoy it as much as I did.
At first glance, you may not see it. You may not see why this modest apartment located above a home in Austintown, Ohio, is so special for two very unique women. As Terry Hauser walks up the steps, she's also walking back in time.
Well, we were in a little efficiency apartment with a little tiny kitchen and in one little room. So when I walked in and I actually had a kitchen, it was pretty cool. It was just like, it felt more like a home, and it was our first home. And I was a whole 18 years old, so it was pretty cool.
It was in this place that so many firsts happened for Terry and her new husband, Jim.
First attempt at making a homemade pie. I'd never made pie before. I had several tries at the crust that got thrown away before I finally got one to roll out. So I made my first pie and I sat it on the counter there and took a picture of it before I baked it, just in case it didn't turn out. I could show him I did actually bake, make a pie.
And it was the first of many pies. Baking eventually became how Terry makes her living today.
I had my own business for 11 years where I baked, and I taught pie classes at the vocational school at Mahoning Valley MCCTC, yeah. And now I'm working for Haas Apple Orchard and Cider Mill, and I bake lots of pies there.
A woman by the name of Jamie Gimmel now lives in this apartment. It is in this space that she is facing many of her own firsts.
I went through a change in my life. My husband and I separated, and I was looking for a place for a fresh start and a place that had enough space that my 4 kids could come anytime, they wanted to, and a place that felt like home and something that I could also afford.
Just as Terry had done more than 30 years ago, Jamie saw this place as inspiration.
I needed a space that had either a spare room, something where I could make my soap and my healthcare products.
Her soap making skills found a home of their own in this quaint apartment.
But when I came in and I went in and it was big enough for all of my children, and then on the back there used to be a porch and they closed it in. So it's just a long skinny room. There's really not much use for it, and it was absolutely perfect, and so we call it the lab. It's my lab.
For Jamie, moving into this apartment meant putting in quite a bit of work. When it came time to tell her parents where she planned on moving, she was prepared to have to convince them that she was making the right move.
It was hard, and she was concerned about where I was going, and so she started asking me a lot of questions. Where is this place? Is it in a safe place? Is it going to be okay for the boys? And so I started explaining to her, it's a private apartment, it's in a nice part of town, you know, it's not like in an apartment building, it's above a garage. And then she was telling me, you know, does it go back? Like, is there a garage behind it? Does it go, the stairs go up? Is there like, and she was describing it, and I was like, is she spying on me? It was really creepy. It was really weird.
And she said, it's above a garage. And I said, oh my gosh, Jamie, your dad and I lived in that apartment.
So you did not know? I didn't know. And then she started texting me these pictures. She pulled out the photo album, and she sent me a picture of her driver's license with my address on it. It was so weird.
Once Terry and Jamie's father Jim found out that her place was once their place, the convincing process went a little easier.
It made me feel a lot more comfortable about being here. Like,
made me
I
more
was
comfortable.
supposed to be. I was supposed to be here.
And this apartment is where many more firsts will happen for these two women who just happen to be mother and daughter.
It's her. It's so different. You know, it's her. It's what she likes, and it's her crazy colors and her fish sign and her soap lab. It's her. And the boys have a blast. They're happy. You know, so it's different and an adjustment for everybody, but it is a blessing to her just like it was to me. Different times.
It's mind-blowing stuff.
I thought so.
That's the kind of stuff you see like in Nevada on a story, and you're like, oh, that never happens around here.
Good story.
Yeah.
So thank you to Jamie and Terry for sharing it with me.
Well, that's it for Valley Spotlight this week. If you just caught the tail end but you want to watch more,
valleyspotlight.com, and plus leave us your comments and your story ideas.
See you next time.